Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of NASCAR Chase for the Cup 2005. This is going to be another fun one here today at another short track on this Truck Series custom schedule season. It is the Power Stroke Diesel 200 at the Indianapolis Raceway Park for the first and only trip at the Raceway this season. Short track racing here on a Wednesday night on the channel. 4 races remain into crowning a champion for this custom schedule season. Currently, our driver Bobby Hamilton Sr. leads those point standings with 11 wins on the season. And not only he has 11 wins on the year, but he is very close to 1,500 laps led and can do that by just leading 46 laps in tonight's race. Like, share, and subscribe for more daily NASCAR content as we're about to get into this race. Starting on the pole will be Bobby Hamilton Sr. in this one. Not sure exactly where Carl Edwards or Brandon Witt qualified. Those are the other 2 drivers that are competing for the championship along with Bobby Hamilton. Both are just over a race worth of points out, so Hamilton on pace to being able to clinch one race early as of right now. Obviously, as long as he doesn't get outscored in these next few races. Joshua Rumsey, thanks for tuning in. First into the chat down below. Green flag is in the air. We're underway at Indianapolis Raceway Park. Bobby Hamilton leads the field into turn 1. Brandon Witt starting in the second place position. And he's going to lose a spot off the start to Bill Lester in the 22 as Hamilton tries to go for 4 wins in a row for the second time this season. That was in that stretch of races from races 2 through 6 where he ended up actually winning 5 races in a row at the start of the season. He'll get 5 bonus points for leading lap number 1 already to start the night. Patrick Shadley, welcome to the stream as well. Hamilton got the win in last night's Truck Series race at Watkins Glen. Led 38 of the 75 laps. After qualified 15th, Bill Lester went way up the track. I believe he got into the wall in turns 1 and 2. Hamilton's going to open up that lead by about a half a second now. Next Truck Series race will be tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, once again at the Red Bull Raceway, a Thursday night doubleheader for you guys tomorrow, as we'll have that live stream, and then we'll also have a premiere of NASCAR 21 Ignition at Kansas for the round of 8 playoff race. Got a slow truck down the backstretch trying to work his way onto the access road into turn 3 and hopefully hit pit road unscathed, and he will. So already a blown engine, and we're only at lap number 5. And Bill Lester is caught right back up to the Ford truck of Bobby Hamilton. He's going to be looking to try to get around him here. It's like a brighter yellow truck that is down in the pit lane, so it's none of the other 2 championship contenders, Carl Edwards, Brandon Witt. Remember, it was a pretty close points battle between Edwards and Hamilton until Carl Edwards 3 races ago blew an engine. Bill Lester to the inside. Hamilton will lead that lap at the start-finish line, but the edge is going to be on the bottom for Bill Lester, and he will take the lead. Hamilton with the crossover off of the exit of turn 2. What a smooth move from Bobby Hamilton Sr. to get to the inside. He rubs the 22 up the track, and he never officially lost the lead. Lester did not get any bonus points for leading the lap as Hamilton holds on. Oh, and they almost made contact again. Hamilton did a great job keeping it off the 22, but in doing so, he made a mistake. And now there's contact as the 22 runs the 4 up the track. A little bit of retaliation, perhaps. And that's going to allow Brandon Witt to get to the inside for second place, and he's got the spot after Hamilton makes another mistake. Lester looked like he bounced off the wall off turn 4 on his own once again. I think Tony Stewart will be all right in the booth. He's done a pretty good job in the Xfinity races he has filled in for in the past. I don't think he's... I mean, we'll wait and see. I won't judge him based off his first Cup race because he obviously hasn't done it yet. I think he'll be better than Jeff Gordon, personally. I think he's better fitted for TV than Jeff Gordon when it comes to commentating. But I don't know if he could bring that same enthusiasm that, say, Larry McReynolds would have brought in that middleman part of the booth. Brandon Witt has been struggling with his race truck in the 38. He was getting pretty loose on entry into the middle of the corner, really on both ends of the racetrack, both before Hamilton passed him and even after he passed him, and Hamilton's pulling away from him now. Looking to run down Bill Lester. Lester, bit of a slide. See if Hamilton can time it right to get around the 22. Gets the cut in the middle of the corner. A little bump and run. Off the exit of turn 2. That's about as smooth as a bump and run can be pulled off. But now Hamilton is going to get crossed over by Lester. Hamilton will lead this lap. Another lead change already in tonight's race. Contact down into turn 1. Little donut on the side of Lester's truck. This race is only 200 laps. It is not going to be a long one by any stretch of the imagination. Exciting race so far. Joshua, by any chance, though, do you use stability help? Because I do not use stability help for the 550 tracks. I'd like not to for the 750, but I have to. Although Darlington, I've tried a couple times to not have it on. Hamilton cannot get back around Lester. A little bump and run. Probably going to get around him this time. And he's clear off turn 2, so that's the second time that Hamilton's used the bump and run on Lester. Oh, and Lester's going to get him back. He tried to at least, but he didn't actually get underneath him because the 38 truck had actually gotten to the inside of the 22 because of the stack up, and now it's Brandon Witt putting the bumper to Lester. Bump and run's being used all over the place. This guy's being aggressive tonight. Lester's tried it a couple times on Hamilton. Hamilton's tried it a couple times on Lester. You saw Witt try it on Lester as well. Contact down into turn 1. Hamilton's still hanging on. Not anymore. Lester's struggling with his truck in the center of the corner this time. Hamilton to the inside off turn 4, trying to get there. Lester's going to throw the block. Lester slides in the middle of the corner. You can see him struggling with the handling, kind of like we saw with Brandon Witt a few laps ago. Hamilton really flat, had to let up a little bit more in the middle of the corner. Lester trying to wider arc that time. You could really see the 22 wiggling. Bottomed out that time off the exit of turn 2 as well. Lester slides in the middle of the corner. But he slid down in front of the 4. Lester's probably led the most laps so far in the early going, despite qualifying 3rd. That's just Darlington, though. That's just one. I'll have to try it myself. I honestly don't expect things to be much different. Gameplay-wise, I don't think the game's going to be any different, personally, for myself than what it was beforehand. I just hope the scoring issues are fixed. That's the main thing. If they get the scoring issues fixed, I could deal with the rest. At least I could get through a full race. You know, if I crash, for instance, I'll ride around with damage. I have no problem doing that. The only reason I've been simulating them if I get involved in an accident is because I have to pit to throw new tires back on the car because I wrecked. Or, obviously, because of the damage. or even a normal pit stop, and then I go a lap down because of it. Hamilton going to try the outside. Turns 3 and 4. Tried in turns 1 and 2 as well. It's not really working out for him. He was trying a different lane. Lester's mimicking Hamilton, trying to use that outside groove himself. There was enough spacing back to Brandon Witt third that he was able to do that. Pretty good run off the exit of turn 2. Oh, Lester gets a little loose. Middle of the corner. As loose as Lester is, I'm surprised he hasn't lost the lead in a little while. Done about as good of a job as he can with that ill-handling race truck. Hamilton might try to use the bumper here before long. He's tried it a couple times. Mistake getting into turn 3, though, for both drivers. That almost allowed the 38 of Brandon Witt to get underneath Hamilton. It was a close one. Hamilton down to block into turn 1. Gets a run off the exit of the corner, and now he's underneath Lester. He's going to try to get around him cleanly this time. Lester getting a little out of shape on the outside groove. That's not going to help him at all. Hamilton barely clears Lester at the start-finish line. Oh, Lester gets booted out of the way now by the 38 of Brandon Witt. And Witt will take over second. And now Witt goes up the track as they make contact again into turn 3. Stacking them both up, allowing Hamilton to get a few truck lengths out ahead now. Oh, more contact. Lester puts the bumper again to the 38 truck as he knocks him out of the way for second place. And Hamilton's got his largest lead of the night now at 1.1 seconds. Ashton G, Michael Turner, welcome to the stream. Bill Lester and Brandon Witt were going at it for second place there. And all of a sudden, there's 2 more trucks behind him battling him for position as well. It's kind of what Hamilton needed to give himself a little bit of separation and breathing room from the field that he has not had yet, despite the good track position from the start of the race. Alternate through the different camera angles for the first time in today's race. Still a decent ways before lap traffic would become an issue. It's Bobby Hamilton enjoying the clean air right now. C. Hogan 10, welcome to the stream. Lester still in second. Brandon Witt right behind him in third. Not sure who's in fourth and fifth, but there are 2 trucks right behind those guys. Cerebral Assassin, welcome to the stream as well. 13 people watching right now, only 5 likes. Smash the like button, everybody. Subscribe for more daily NASCAR content if you are new. We're in the early stages of tonight's live stream. NASCAR Chase for the Cup 2005, live on KRC. 4 races remaining on this custom scheduled Truck Series season. The final Truck Series season on NASCAR 05. Won't have another Truck Series season until the next game, NASCAR 06. Down the road, of course. We've still got the Busch and the Cup Series seasons yet to do, with our Cup Series season starting this coming weekend at the Daytona Road Course. Rolex 24 being this weekend. Decided that that would be the first race of the season. And I'm sad thinking about the Packers losing. Welcome to the stream. I'm over it now. It was a tough one at the time, though, for sure. Love NASCAR 06. Yeah, I've got some interesting things in NASCAR 06 that I plan on doing. Bill Lester has caught Hamilton. Hamilton brushed the wall up the exit of turn 2. He got back in the gas too soon that last lap. Lester is right there now all of a sudden. And we'll see if he'll put the bumper to him. We've seen a lot of bump and runs in this race today. In fact, he put a couple of meaty bump and runs on the back of the 38 truck just to get to second. Yeah, Matty D going full-time truck racing. Be interested to see how he does. I'm sure he'll run well the season opener. Maybe he can get a win at Daytona to start the year. I wouldn't be surprised. He went to victory lane. I can't wait for Daytona either. My first ever Speed Weeks, first ever Daytona 500. It's going to be fun. Bill Lester to the inside for the race lead on Bobby Hamilton at the start-finish line. I believe Lester led that lap. Hamilton might get freight trained because he is on the outside. No, he does get down in front of the 38 and Brandon Witt. Once the 22 and the 38 started to race each other clean after Lester had taken over second place, they started to pull away from those cars that were closely moving in on them. Lester is just not handling well when he gets to the lead. I think he's just overdriving the race truck. Been out of shape quite a bit. Hamilton looks low. Not quite going to be able to get back to the inside of Lester that time. Lester did pass Hamilton cleanly. Got to give him props for it. Now we'll see if Hamilton can get around the 22 cleanly. Trying desperately to get to the inside. And I think he's there into turn 3. He's definitely there. Lester out of shape again. Hamilton on the grind. Hamilton leads the lap at the line. They didn't make contact. Hamilton sends it into turn 1. Hamilton trying to hold the outside. It's just not possible here on this flat short track. So Hamilton is now back out in front. Lester is all over that left rear quarter panel. That's a good short track racing already tonight. Quarter of the way home. Sad Sharks, welcome to the stream. Went to the inside of Lester. He did not put the bumper to him like Lester did to Witt. I actually have to buy NASCAR 06 currently because I don't have it. The only games I have currently are 04 and 05. I've been having to rebuy these old games off of Amazon. I'll end up having to do it with 06 eventually. I'm not pulling for anybody outside of the Packers, by the way. I don't really... It's kind of like with NASCAR. If Ryan Blaney's not in contention to win, I couldn't care less who wins. I just want to see great racing. Kind of the same thing when it comes to football. I just hope I see some good games, and Sunday did not disappoint. Even though the Packers season was over the night before. It was a little disappointing watching that first game. I was still in a little bit of misery, but I was able to get over it by the end of it because it was a good finish. And just an absolutely wild and chaotic finish to that Chiefs and Bills game. Well, Lester was able to fend off Brandon Witt. And Witt's having a hard time trying to hold on for third, whoever is behind him now. Hamilton went a little bit wide on entry into turn 3. Lester did not get underneath him, though. A lot of lap traffic. Look at the track map on the upper right-hand corner of the screen, and you'll see that they are very congested at the back of the field. So when Hamilton gets there, or Lester, whoever gets there first, it may be a struggle for the lead lap cars to get through the lap trucks. By the way, Hamilton did hit halfway on fuel at lap 52, so this could potentially be a fuel mileage race today. He is pacing to be 1 to 2 laps to the good to make it on one stop right now, so he's definitely going to have to push as far as he possibly can to make sure he gets past lap 100 marker if it is a full green flag race today. We've had 3 caution-free races so far this season. It's been a little while since the last one, though. Got to go back to Bristol. Second Bristol race to find the most recent caution-free race. I did see highlights from testing at Daytona, yes. I didn't specifically watch like any in-car audio of him or in-car input from him. Here's $2 to help me on 606 going 49ers. Well, I wish your team the best of luck. As a football fan, want to see the Packers win another title. It's been a long time since the 49ers have won one. So maybe they'll get it done. They haven't won one since the 90s. I'm not sure how old you are inside Uranus, but maybe you remember, maybe you don't. It's tough. It's tough. Only one team can win the championship every year. It's like only one driver can win the championship every year. When it comes to NASCAR, it's way easier said than done. And thanks for the $2 super chat, by the way. I read your comment, but I didn't say thank you, so thank you. Appreciate it. Welcome to the stream. So the top 4 under a blanket for the most part, all within about a second to a second and a half of the race lead as we approach lap 66 this time by. Still got to get to our first pit stop of the race. Right front tire's starting to wear out on Bobby Hamilton's race truck. I know that you are not 12. I know that you are not 12. I have to buy you alcohol at Auto Club. I know for a fact you're not 12. Lester to the inside. He gets a little out of shape. That's going to allow Hamilton to try the crossover. Hamilton gets a little loose, though, off turn 4. He might have mistimed it. Lester leads the lap of the line. A little door slam in the middle of 1 and 2, and Hamilton's back in the lead. Lester made a clean pass on Hamilton. Hamilton just moved him out of the way. Now Lester overdrives the corner. He hits the wall into turn 3. Might not have hit the wall. It's tough to tell. He does get a bumper from behind from the 38, though, of Brandon Witt. Witt trying to move him. Oh, Hamilton. Overdriving turn 4. Easy to do as the tires get older. Yeah, I'm definitely curious to feel the pack at Daytona with those next-gen cars and what it sounds like. You guys will get a great glimpse of it on TV, but I'll give you even my perspective of it at the racetrack with the race highlight videos. I do plan on doing race highlight videos for every race during speed weeks. It means I will be at every race, both dual races, truck race, Xfinity, ARCA, and the Daytona 500, of course, as well as predictions and other content throughout the course of speed weeks. Lester into the wall hard. Around he goes, and he collects a couple race trucks. He overdrove turn 1, and he had the lap truck to his outside. Hard hit into the wall, and back down the track, right in front of the 4th place truck of Andy Lyman, and Lyman gets a big lick in there. It was Ace Johnson, by the way, who was the lap truck. Heavy damage to the 2nd place truck of Bill Lester, who has led quite a few laps tonight. We have our first caution to the race. Hamilton will stay out of the pits. So our first caution at lap 72, right as they were getting into lap traffic, hard crash for Bill Lester. Green flag back in the air. Lester did not pit, so he'll restart second, but he's got a lot of damage. Lap truck on the inside of Hamilton on the restart. That may give the lead to Bill Lester anyway. Hamilton is going to shut the door on the 22 instead and fight his way down to the bottom. Lester just got picked behind the lap truck now, and Brandon Witt should be able to take over second. And Lester still stuck on the outside, Lyman to the inside, who also stayed out of the pits after having heavy damage on an impact in that last and only caution of the race so far tonight. Tyler Burback, welcome to the stream. It'd be cool to see the Rolex 24 in person. I want my first trip to Daytona to be the 500, though. That wasn't even a question for me. I think Rhodes going to win the truck race at Daytona. That caution should help the fuel situation a little bit more, you would think. As long as we don't get another caution that ends up being very close to that pit window. Another truck in the pit lane as we speak with another engine failure. Smoke pouring out of some truck. It's hard to tell who that was. Pit box is so far away, and the older games have not as good of graphics as they do nowadays. Brandon Witt struggling with this race truck right now, and Lyman might be able to take over second. 3-game point streak. There you go. You're starting to get better. You're getting the hang of it. Good thing is for Hamilton, with that caution coming out behind him, obviously he was able to stay in front of it. Good news is he held on to the lead on the restart, shutting the door on Bill Lester to do so. But he does hold on to the lead. He has the clean air. And it's going to be a while before they hit lap traffic again. He's definitely planning on staying out as long as he can during the green flag pit stops, but he needs to hope that we don't get a caution in the middle of those stops. So I have a feeling he is not going to be the last driver to pit. Even with staying out as far as he possibly can, I just don't see it happening. Sometimes I'm falling off a little bit, but really for Hamilton, he's only about 1/10 of a second slower than his fastest lap of the race since the restart. think it kind of shows that he's got a good long run racetrack because he's out to a 0.6 of a second lead on his own over Brandon Witt currently. Of course, Lester might be a little bit quicker, but maybe not anymore with the damage. About 10 laps or less away from the start of green flag pit stops. May see some drivers pit just shy of lap 100. Not because they can't make it, but because the window will be open if they try to stretch it to the end. It's definitely risky on this short of a racetrack. You're going to lose a couple laps. Just over a half mile in length. About 0.6 of a mile roughly. Almost 0.7 of a mile racetrack here at IRP. It's like a second driver now since the caution has blown an engine as well. Quite a few issues so far tonight, despite only the one yellow. Hamilton definitely seems to be like he's going to have his way in leading the most laps tonight. 1/8 of a tank of fuel left for Hamilton. I'm surprised even with the caution that he hasn't saved more fuel. Now the left front starting to wear out a little bit more on Hamilton's racetrack. He's going to have to be careful because if he pits at about lap 101, 102, yes, that's just past the halfway mark. But considering he was able to save 3 laps of fuel under the caution, he may be short to the end. You'd expect he's probably got to make it to lap 105, 106 to for sure be able to make it now. I don't know if an 1/8 of a tank will stretch 12 full laps. About 10.5 more from now. Lap 96. Not a position you want to be in with a comfortable points lead if you're Bobby Hamilton. One slip up and it's right back into a dead heat to the finish of the season. And don't forget the regular season. I keep saying regular season. But the season finale is at Daytona. Hamilton finished 18th at Daytona earlier this year. And he only led 4 laps in that race. Green flag pit stops open up at lap 97. A lot of trucks came into the pit lane that last time by. Hamilton has about a 1.5 lead over Brandon Witt, who will stay out on the racetrack again. He's also staying out, trying to play conservative. Haven't seen Carl Edwards at all tonight. He is a second place driver in the point standings. Not sure exactly where he qualified either. Edwards hasn't quite been as strong here as of late since that top 5 streak came to an end. He's got a few finishes of 6th place. He has no top 5s in the last 4 races, though, and obviously one of those, the DNF, is only one of the season. Lee Anderson on the inside, contact. Anderson getting up to speed right in front of Bobby Hamilton, and Hamilton got into him. Lap 100 that time by. Bobby Hamilton is not going to be able to make it to about lap 105. He's going to push it a few more laps. Oh, we got trouble. Heading into the pit lane. Smoke on the racetrack. Nobody sitting there. We stay green. Halfway that time by. 100 down, 100 to go. That could have been a caution right in the middle of green flag stops. Oh, even more smoke now. The next lap we have issues. Can barely see getting into turn 3. Hamilton definitely doesn't want to pit now. He keeps seeing that smoke spread lap after lap. We may see a second caution. No contact this time by into turn 3. Lap 103 at the line for Bobby Hamilton. Hamilton will pit this time by. He doesn't want to run out of fuel. So Hamilton will pit this time. If you don't count the caution laps, he went about exactly 100 laps on fuel. That time by 70 miles an hour is the pit road speed limit. He'll get down with these 4 tires and fuel, no adjustments to the 4 of Hamilton. No mistakes so far for the 4 team. Perfect stop. And back out onto the racetrack they go. Not all the lead lap trucks have pit yet. There's Brandon Witt. Hamilton on the inside of Witt. Hamilton trying to get up to speed into turn 3, and it's not quick enough. Oh, but he moves Witt out of the way. Bump and run, and he's back up in position. Scott Bush is the leader, staying out, hoping for a caution. 2 trucks still out on the racetrack that have not pit. I'm assuming everybody stayed out of the pits during that caution. These guys are going quite a ways on fuel. Witt definitely had a faster stop, though he did pit a couple laps before Hamilton. That might have been the difference because Hamilton had a 1.5 second lead. Scott Bush is in the pit lane as we speak. And he is the leader. I'm not sure if second place has made his way in yet. Hamilton's back on the lead lap if we get a caution, though. Mark Handel is now the leader. So Mark Handel is the new leader. He'll get 5 bonus points this time by, because Bush led in the pit lane. That's unless Hamilton takes the lead. I'm not sure where Handel's pit box is, because Handel's in the pits as we speak. And Handel will get to the start-finish line. So 5 bonus points for Mark Handel. Generated rookie driver, getting at least 1 lap led in tonight. Bobby Hamilton to the lead. Official lead change will be this time by. So we've cycled through green flag pit stops here tonight. A likely 1 stopper. But Bobby Hamilton is going to be cutting it close on fuel to the end of this race, especially if we stay green. The more cautions we get, the more likely he is to make it on fuel. But with a lot of trucks on the lead lap, I don't think you can afford to pit and get all that track position back this late in the going now that we're past halfway. He hasn't even had to work his way from the back of the field either because he qualified on the pole. He's only been as far back as 3rd at all here tonight. That was when Lester and Witt were in front of him at one point. Lester has crashed. He's fallen quite a ways back and really isn't in contention right now since that restart with all the damage he's got. Benny Allen was also involved, running in 4th at the time of the yellow. Lester was in 2nd. And then the lap truck of Ace Johnson was also involved. Oh, Hamilton overdrove turn 3. Turn 1. Witt gains a little bit of that time back. Watch so many different racing series is nutty. That's a good thing, though. I mean, I dabble in other motorsports, but I religiously watch NASCAR, so if the Cup Series is on, I'm watching the Cup race from start to finish. No interruptions. So if there's another race going on, I'm not watching it. And that's where I, miss F1 or IndyCar races, even if I'm available to watch it, just because I'm watching the Cup race. That's what I prefer. I know I could change it on commercials, but I don't want to take the risk of missing any of the action from the Cup race if they cut back, say if there's an accident or, I just flat out, know, leave it off of that channel just long enough to miss a couple laps, just in case something were to happen. Because anything can happen at any given time. Yeah, IMSA's pretty cool. I always watch the Rolex 24 every year. I definitely will be watching quite a bit of it. I won't be watching any Saturday night, per se, because the Royal Rumble will be on, but outside of those few hours the Royal Rumble's on, I'll be watching quite a bit of it. And when I'm streaming on Saturday, when I get off of work. Hamilton has grown out to about a 1 second lead once again over Brandon Witt. Lester was definitely his biggest competitor in this race, but him getting taken out in an accident making it a little bit easier for Bobby Hamilton, but he is about to approach lap traffic for the second time today, but the first time he only had to lap one truck before the caution came out. We'll see how deep into lap traffic he'll get this time around now that we have 80 laps to go. Went 72 laps to start the race without a caution. Before getting one, we have gone almost 50 laps since the restart. By the way, Hamilton just ran his fastest lap of the race 2 laps ago of a 19.863, so that's adding on to the reason why he's pulling away. But this is by far the most lap traffic he has seen coming up. He's got 5 trucks right in front of him, and this could slow him up enough to give Brandon Witt a second win. Hamilton to the inside of Keith Grimsley in the 119 truck. We'll get by Robbie Young, 137. Well, Hamilton's 2 for 2 and getting by the first 2 lap trucks quickly. They're at least giving him enough space so far. Wesley Schmidt, Chris Sweeney, the next 2. Gotta say, that's about as good as Hamilton could have got through those first 4 trucks. He's got one more to go, then he'll have a little bit of a break in the action before he catches more lap trucks down the road. And he's got Sweeney cleared down the backstretch. Oh, Sweeney, though, not done battling. Almost got back to the inside of Hamilton. That was a close one. Hamilton blocks the bottom to make sure that 192 is going to stay behind him into turn 1, and now Hamilton can pull away from him. Still 1.1 second lead. Witt's getting through the first couple lap trucks pretty good himself on the inside lane. He's got 2 trucks currently between himself and Hamilton. Hamilton has just now clinched the most laps led that time by to the start-finish line, so he has locked up 10 bonus points in tonight's race. Trying to go for win number 12 on the season. Again, this could be the second time in this same year where he could win 4 races in a row. Next race will be at the Red Bull Raceway tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Another 200-lap race on another short track, half mile, just a tad shorter than this one. About a 1/10 of a mile shorter, roughly. Spin took you out of the top 10 of Texas. That's a bummer. Was it self-inflicted? Those ones kind of make me scratch my head sometimes because it's like, you know your own ability, but everybody makes mistakes, and you make a mistake, and you're like, how did I do that? "67 laps to go. That time by. Still 1.1 second lead. There's no lap trucks between the top two anymore. Hamilton, speaking of lap trucks, will be closing in on Lee Anderson very shortly. Witt looking for another caution to have a potential restart. You'd like to catch him under lap traffic conditions and green flag conditions so it keeps more drivers out of the chance of winning because you get a caution, then everybody's right back in it again. The interesting situation is if we do get a caution, will it be with more than or 10 or less laps to go? Because if it's with more than 10 to go, then the lap trucks will line up to the inside of the lead lap trucks. We only have one truck a lap down when the first caution happened. We've got a lot more lap down right now, so that might cause a little bit more chaos. Double file restart a little bit further back in the field than just the front row. Mark Handel, who led that one lap earlier, a couple trucks ahead. And you have Adam Bell and Lee Anderson are the three lappers. Hamilton to the inside of Anderson into turn one. Clears him with a clean pass. Sat behind him for a couple laps. He couldn't really get around him. That time he had a great exit to turn two and beat the 121 back to the throttle. We're going to alternate through the different camera angles one more time in tonight's race. The next little bit. Again, doubleheader tomorrow night as well. 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time will be the NASCAR L5 Chase for the Cup live stream. Custom schedule season racing at Red Ball Raceway for the Truck Series. And then, following that, at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, will be the next premiere for NASCAR 21 Ignition on the career mode. And it will take place at Kansas for the second race of the round of 8. I'll be in the chat for that one, as usual, and we'll have some fun. Hopefully, with NASCAR 21 Ignition. Points battle growing tighter. 3 races to go to crowning your champion there. We'll have 3 races to go to crowning your champion here. Going into both races tomorrow night. Getting down to crunch time. A lot more comfortable of a situation in the Truck Series as long as Hamilton stays out of trouble these remaining races. Jerry Boylard, welcome to the stream. Thought there was 2 L's in there for a second. The one was an I. Threw me for a loop. Thank you for loving the streams. I appreciate it. Appreciate your feedback as well. Talked about a little bit ago the heaviest lap traffic Hamilton has seen tonight. Well, we're about to have even more lap traffic. 6 to 7 lap trucks in a single file line right now. I guess the best thing is that they are single file. They're not really battling each other. Worst part about it, we're about halfway through this tire run right now. Tires are going to start to slip out a little bit more for these drivers. Hamilton was pretty good on the long run, on the opening run. He didn't make any adjustments, but did the 38 of Witt make any adjustments to maybe get a little bit quicker on the longer run himself to give himself a chance if it stayed green to the end on Bobby Hamilton? And now Adam Bell and Mark Handel are side by side right in front of Bobby. Oh, and they both get loose. Luckily, they did not make contact. Little mistake by Hamilton off turn 4. That's not going to help. Part of it, he was definitely in the dirty air. In line behind Handel into turn 3. Down to the bottom. Handel's up high after Bell passed him the lap before. We'll go back to the far chase cam for the rest of tonight's race. 52 laps remain. Caution. For the second time tonight with 52 to go. Trouble in turns 1 and 2. Travis Quaffle has spun, and that is the second time he has been involved in a caution in the last 2 races. Was also taken out in a wreck last night at Watkins Glen. Looks like he just got out of shape in the middle of 1 and 2. He backed it right down into Chris Sweeney, the lap truck in the 192. So damage to both those race trucks, a multi-truck incident. And we have a restart coming up with less than 50 to go. So the lap trucks will be on the inside, the lead lap trucks on the outside. Green flag is back in the air. I'm not really surprised about it anymore, considering the fact that Sonoma hasn't been on the West Coast swing ever. At least since I can remember. In NASCAR, since I've been alive. Ooh, contact! Hamilton got in the side of the lap truck of Lee Anderson, and Brandon Witt's going to get to the lead. Hamilton's in the wall off turn 4 as well. He's making all sorts of mistakes. He's still in second, but Brandon Witt's getting away, and Hamilton's still stuck on the outside. Not a good restart for him. And he is boxed in with nowhere to go. And Witt is out in the clean air after getting around the last lap truck of Mark Handel. Hamilton is fighting right now, and he's going to go up the middle, potentially 3 wide. He gets into Sweeney. 3 wide does not work at IRP. Oh, contact in front of Hamilton. That's going to check him up. The 119 and the 121 are getting into one another. Tagged each other twice in the middle of 1 and 2. Anderson was sliding around quite a bit before Hamilton lapped him earlier on. Hamilton to the inside of Anderson. Clears him with a clean pass off turn 2. 1 lap truck between the top 2, but a 1.1 second lead for Brandon Witt. For Hamilton has already clinched the most laps led tonight, and has eclipsed the 1,500 lap lead mark on the season as well. See how this race is going to finish up. I never understood, though, why Sonoma was raced at the time of the year it is instead of on the West Coast swing. I feel like it would save the teams a lot of money. Especially in a day and age now where it seems like they're trying to cut costs. But then again, though, you do have the LA Clash 3 weeks before the West Coast swing as a standalone event also. So who knows at this point. Handel's been racing Brandon Witt cleanly, but he's not really fading away from him. Trying to keep the pressure on to get back on the lead lap, potentially in case we see a 3rd yellow. We'll see how hard that Handel may race Hamilton. 39 laps left, coming down to the wire after that late race yellow. Hamilton on the inside of Handel, trying to get around him. Clear off turn 4. Next truck is the leader. And I'm sure Witt is not going to give this up easy. seen bump and runs all night long from many race trucks. Oh, handle got out of shape. I thought he was going to spin out there for a second. Hamilton had a bad last restart. Sure, he does not want to see another caution, especially now that he's not even the leader. He'll really get boxed in. Scott Witt right where he wants him now. Problem is, they may not catch lap traffic till the end of the race. That's going to help Brandon Witt out a ton. He's got clean air. Hamilton does not, and the tires are worn, so that's only going to make it worse for Bobby Hamilton compared to if it happened a little bit earlier on in the race. Hamilton to the outside. We know Witt not as strong as Lester, though, because Lester held on to the lead for quite a bit of time when he had the lead earlier on in the race. Again to the outside. Cutting down to the bottom off the exit of turn 2. Witt's not going to get to the bottom. Side by side for the lead into turn 3. Hamilton hooking the yellow line on the bottom of the racetrack. Look at Brandon Witt. Hold on the outside as he still remains there, but he can't get down to the bottom in front of Bobby Hamilton. And the 38 slipped up on corner entry as well. Hamilton with a block is clear. Wasn't a clean one. He moved the 38 back up the racetrack. Now it's Witt with the crossover move. Trying to get to the bottom. Hamilton, another block. That one was clean. Lead change at the line. Bobby Hamilton back to the race lead. And the lap truck of Mark Handel is getting in the way of Brandon Witt as he gets to the inside of the 38 truck. 32 to go this time by. Laps winding by at a rapid pace, about 3 laps a minute at Indianapolis Raceway Park, now known as the Lucas Oil Raceway. Truck Series will be returning here this summer as the playoff opening race. We'll be at this very speedway first time in about a decade since the Truck Series, or any of the top 3 series in NASCAR, have raced at the speedway. That will definitely be a fun one to watch. I think I'm doing live commentary for that race later this year, if I'm not mistaken. I have my schedule just about done. I'm trying to squeeze it in. It's hard to get the truck races because they're usually on Fridays, and I work Friday and Saturday. The Xfinity races I do are usually prime time races on a Saturday night. It's a little easier because I don't have to work Sunday, so I can sleep in. But I have to stay up late for the truck races, and I have to wake up early in the morning, so it's hard for me to watch the Truck Series a lot of the time in general. So the races I can watch, if I'm not at the track, I will likely be live streaming those. Well, Sonoma's only ugly and dusty because of the time of the year they race on it. If they raced there earlier in the spring when the grass was more green instead of dried out and looked like sand, then it would maybe be a prettier looking facility. I've never been there in person, so I'm not sure, in my eyes in person how it exactly looks like. I know many of you guys have been there before. Down in the chat, quite a few people that live out that direction. "24 laps left. Witt is still in second. He was able to get back around Mark Handel a few laps ago. He's within a half a second of the race lead on Bobby Hamilton. Does he have anything for him? Or was that mean block by Hamilton the last gasp? And the last-ditch effort Witt had of trying to hold on. Obviously, we know Witt's good on the restarts. Yeah, slow car in turn 3, but it looks like they will get into the pit lane unscathed and will continue to stay green. 22 to go this time by. Hamilton, after having a terrible last restart, he does not want to see another one. Looks like Witt's holding up a whole line of race trucks. Not sure if any of them are on the lead lap or not. There's a white truck right behind him. I wonder if that's Carl Edwards. We have not seen Cousin Carl all night long. But has he survived the carnage? We've had a couple fast race trucks already getting in accidents. Bill Lester, Travis Quaffle. Heck, even Andy Lyman was in fourth when he was involved in the same accident Lester had caused. It was involved in with a lap truck. Bend to Sonoma when the grass is green, it's actually pretty. I can imagine it is, especially with the hills on that racetrack. Quite a bit of elevation change. Watkins Glen is a great facility. Road America was, nice because it was like in the wilderness. It's almost like it didn't feel like a racetrack. It's the only racetrack I have been to, and I've been to other road courses, where when the cars disappear, when they get so far off in the distance, you can't even hear them anymore. Or not as well, not with earplugs in at least. So I always wear earplugs. Because it's a 4-mile racetrack, so they get around the back half of the racetrack. And they're probably like 2.5, 3 miles away from you. You'd be quiet, and you just kind of hear them rumbling slowly, and then they get to you. Not many vantage points at Road America where you can see much of the racetrack at once either, which is unfortunate. Other road courses I've been to, like Watkins Glen, if you sit on the main front stretch at the start-finish line at Watkins Glen, you can actually see most of the track. Not all of it, but most of it. You can see everything except for the bus stop and then turn 5. But from the exit of turn 5 all the way into the S's, you can see everything. It's quite a big stretch of the track, all but 2 turns of the 7. I mean, if the grass situation, as far as shedding the race car goes, I guess that does make a little bit of sense why they would race the time of the year they do. But they even raced that time of the year before they went to the car tomorrow, which was really the first we started to see the splitter get dug up in grass because of how much lower those cars sit versus the Gen 4 cars. Hamilton's got his second largest lead of the race now, 1.4 seconds at the line. 11 laps to go as Brandon Witt is just trying to hold on for second place at this point and pray for a yellow if he's going to want a shot to win. Bobby Hamilton going for a 4th consecutive victory and going for win number 12 on this season. A year in which he has dominated. He has deserved the championship up to this point, but now we'll see if he can seal the deal. 20 races in, 3 to go. And he'll have the championship lead into the final 3 races. And he'll even grow that lead tonight. Because with a win, it would be a max points day because he's already clinched the most laps led by far. Some are basically 9 of the 12 seasons, or 9 of the 12 months. So what are the other months then? Is it just like a spring or a fall? Because I doubt it's like a winter. Unless you're in like Northern California where it's more mountainy, then I could see the maybe being potential snow. But middle southern of the state, no, it doesn't snow. Two-second lead now. It's definitely the largest lead of the race for Bobby Hamilton. Just like in that opening run of the race, opening fuel run that is. Bobby Hamilton is pulling away on the long runs. 5 laps remain, and because of the 2 cautions, what looked like it could have been a potential fuel mileage race where Bobby Hamilton was only going to be 1 to 2 laps to the good. He's been able to save enough that he is going to be probably more towards that 3 to 6 laps to the good. No problems, even if we have a green-white checker finish. He will be able to make it to the end. 1/8 of a tank of fuel left, but only 3 more laps around this 6/10 of a mile short track. Really hoping it stays green. We do get a restart now, though. All the lap trucks will be behind the lead lap trucks this time, so that'll be will definitely be a lot better for Bobby Hamilton. Won't get hung up on the outside like he did in the last restart. Unless he gets moved out of the way or Witt's able to time it out perfectly to get to the inside into turn 1. Witt's been pretty good on the restarts so far, but I don't think he's going to be able to get another one. Hamilton working his way through turns 3 and 4. As he catches the back of more lap traffic for the 3rd time today. White flag in the air, 1 lap to go. The Power Stroke Diesel 200 at Indianapolis Raceway Park. And Bobby Hamilton, in dominating fashion, still a very good race. Nonetheless, is going to get the win by just over 2.5 seconds. Win number 12 for Bobby Hamilton. And Hamilton going to try to do a reverse style burnout all the way around the track. That's going to be the victory celebration tonight. The epic Polish victory lap. Just hoping the engine makes it. When you win 12 times in a season, you tend to try new things. So I got a half a lap to go yet. There isn't even any fans on the backstretch. I think it's possible to blow a tire in the victory celebration, but not like this. I think you have to make contact with something pretty viciously. Despite the beating and banging throughout the course of the night, though, Bobby Hamilton had a pretty clean race. Qualified on a pole definitely helped, and leading all those laps, staying ahead of the carnage, the 2 cautions we did have in the race. They happened within cars running 2nd and 4th, and then also Boffel was likely in the top 10 as well. Almost there. Oh, we didn't do it. Dang it. I knew. I wondered if the engine was going to make it. We were so close. We were so close to making that Polish victory lap with the full burnout. The engine expired right when I was crossing the start-finish line. Like just before it. Well, I got close. Hour and 12 minutes is all this race took tonight in elapsed time. 2 cautions for 6 caution laps. 16 lead changes. It was pretty racy through the first 3 quarters. Really all the way up until about 22 to go when Hamilton took the lead back away from Brandon Witt. Then he pulled away to a 2.7 second victory from then on. Brandon Wood still came home at second, leading 14 laps. Carl Edwards had a quiet but good day. Finished third, but he did not lead any laps, so no bonus points there. But a solid top 5, his first top 5 in 5 races. Bill Lester finishes fourth, a great comeback after wrecking earlier in the day. Heavy damage. He led 24 laps. Great day, though, at the end. Travis Qualifo also came back from a separate accident to not only lead a lap, but finished fifth in the top 5. He actually led that lap in the middle of green flag pit stop, so that's how he had that lap led. So I guess it was before the caution that he was involved in. But nevertheless, great job at both those drivers to get top 5s after crashing. Jack Sprague finishes in 6th. Scott Bush led 4 laps during the green flag pit stops, finishing 7th. Doug Thompson finished 8th. Matt Kraft in 9th. And Troy Perry rounds out the top 10. We also had 25 drivers finish on the lead lap. Mark Handel led a lap in the middle of green flag stops as well. And we had a few DNFs. Benny Allen blew an engine back on, it was lap 3 for him when he went to the garage, but it was lap 5 by the time he actually made it into the pit lane. Jake Bradley ends up finishing his race at lap 80 with the blown engine. Billy Wilson blew an engine at lap 177. And I'm not sure if Kevin Quinn blew an engine or not in those final few laps. He finished 3 laps down, and everybody else basically finished 1 lap down if they were a lap down. So I don't know if he DNF'd or not, but at least 3 DNFs tonight. Average race speed of 113 miles an hour. That's going to do it here for this one. Like, share, and subscribe for more daily NASCAR content. Again, doubleheader tomorrow night on the channel. Again, the offseason is coming to an end here fairly soon, so we're not going to have too many more double headers coming up because once NASCAR kicks up, we're going to have more videos posted of actual NASCAR on the channel, especially this season. A lot of fun stuff I have planned. But we will still be doing the live streams as well, but I can guarantee you that we're not likely to have really any double headers throughout the course of the season. So just, fair warning. So the double headers we have been having here, get used to them. We don't have many left. But one of them is tomorrow night. Again, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Truck Series race first at 7 p.m. And it will be the 21st of 23 races on the season. 3 races to go. Short track racing again. 200 laps under the lights again. This time at the Red Ball Raceway. After that, at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, will be the premiere of NASCAR 21 Edition Career Mode at Kansas for the second race of the round of 8. 3 races to go on the season there for Season 1 of the Career Mode. See how we do in that one. I'll be in the chat for that. And of course, we'll be live for the first race. Thanks, everybody, for watching. I will see you guys tomorrow night. Have a good rest of your Wednesday evening.